love at ease. It's all about how Pramukh Swami, the spiritual leader of a certain international organization, was always in love and at ease. And the book is really about that. It's not really about him as a person or the organization. It's really about how we can be in love and at ease by learning from his example. This chapter, fittingly, is called At Ease. To be at ease, one must not try too hard to project and mislead. Swamishri did not put on a show or try to create a false impression. He was honest about what he could achieve. Swamishri had traveled to the Vraj Hindu temple site in eastern Pennsylvania for a special seminar with children and youth. The sadhus, the monks, were snapping pictures with Swamishri one after another. Akshar Jivandas Swami tried to remove Swamishri's sandals and place his chakdi, his wooden sandals for ascetics in Hindu and Buddhist traditions, in front of Swamishri's feet before the next picture. Chakdis are challenging to wear. They cause calluses and are extremely difficult to walk in for long distances or to wear in cold weather. Swamishri immediately asked him to remove the chakdis. The sadhu insisted, "Please keep them by your feet. It is just for the picture. It impresses people," he said. Swamishri replied with haste, "That is exactly why I am telling you to remove them. It is dishonest to do things for the camera. I am a sadhu, a monk. I dress like a sadhu. Take a picture of me dressed like a sadhu. Do not add the chakdis to make me look more austere. I am who I am. There is no need to pretend. I am only trying to impress my God and gurus, the divine and my spiritual teachers, and they will know if I am lying." Akshar Jivandas Swami removed the chakdis and found renewed inspiration. Swamishri had extra ritual or ornamental accessories removed from pictures all the time. When he was asked to pose for pictures during katha or while in puja, he refused to artificially pose just for the camera as well. Swamishri also never pretended to know things that he did not. Chaitanya Murti Das Swami presented an English grammar primer that he compiled for the Sadhu Training Center in Sarangpur. Swamishri listened to the sadhus attentively as they explained the thought process behind the pedagogy. Chaitanya Murti Das Swami finally made his request. "We were wondering if you would write the following short note which would inspire and bless all the young sadhus who study English at the training center." Swamishri was hesitant. "I do not know English fluently. That would seem staged." Chaitanya Murti Das Swami tried to reason. "You know the alphabet. You just have to copy the words we write on a piece of paper." Swamishri taught the sadhus an important lesson in integrity and honesty. I do not mind writing a word or two. That is inspiration. If I write the entire page in English, it will look superficial. It would be dumb, which is a word that means misleading duplicity. That's a good word. Swamishri emphasized the word dumb to show his displeasure at those who deceived others by pretending to be learned. The sadhus persisted. "Whatever you write will be seen as divine by the sadhus in the training center." Swamishri interrupted. "I will write a few words. That is the best I can do while being honest to myself and others." To be at ease is to be the same person in front of thousands, in front of a dozen, or in front of no one. Swamishri was the same in public and private settings. If there was anyone who would have seen a conflict in the way Swamishri presented himself versus how he lived, it would have been Vivek Sargardas Swami, a senior sadhu who traveled with Swamishri for more than 40 years. Vivek Sargardas Swami often said, "If there was the slightest discrepancy between the Pramukh Swami Maharaj that you see on stage and the one I see in his room, I would have left him a long time ago." That is a bold statement, coming from someone who Swamishri often referred to as his personal Jodh, sadhu pair. The perfect example of these two worlds coming together happened during the following interaction in the village of Halol. Prabhu Das Bhai insisted that Swamishri visit his village and participate in the so-called grand procession and sabha assembly that he had organized. Swamishri obliged. On the day of the procession, Swamishri, Dr. Swami, and Vivek Sargardas Swami climbed onto a shabby horse-drawn carriage. 2 sevaks, servants, were in the luggage van behind the carriage. The procession had a whopping 3 more people on foot, including the patron himself. The hired band played all sorts of out-of-tune melodies as the villagers watched out of curiosity and ridicule more than they did out of reverence. Swamishri participated with enthusiasm, while the others felt embarrassed and could not wait for the disaster of a procession to end. The sabha was no better. People walked in and out while presenters spoke and sang. When it was Swamishri's turn to speak, Prabhu Das Bhai brought people up to meet Swamishri in the middle of his speech. Swamishri would move the microphone to the side, greet the villagers, place a khanti around their necks, and then carry on with his speech. This happened more than 6 times in the span of a 30-minute presentation. Stray dogs and cattle, too, roamed through the sabha assembly. After the sabha, the sadhus and sevaks filed into the cars, and were thrilled to finally leave Halol. They laughed and teased Swamishri for the fiasco that morning. Swamishri remained at ease. He laughed with them and let them laugh at him. One of the sadhus reminded him that this was a far cry from the grandeur and sophistication of similar events that they have attended in Ahmedabad only a few weeks back. Swamishri was unperturbed. He knew that he was the same person on the stage in Ahmedabad and amid the chaos in Halol. Vivek Sargardas Swami has noted that nothing changed in Swamishri's expressions or enthusiasm between the 2 receptions and sabhas. While Swamishri was comfortable with who he was also constantly trying to improve, to be better so that he could serve better. He put in the hard work without any emphasis on posturing. He found value in service and not in how people perceived him. To be at ease, one must put in the hard work without seeking external validation. And there are some stories to go along with that message. But for now, we'll pause our reading of In Love at Ease. And I thank you, dear viewers, for listening.